this is an ABB VCR VFD variable frequency drive. It's a training video for this drive and the other drives on this facility. We're going to start out with the basics of this drive. This is a vertical circuit reset drive. The reset for the circuit is down here. If it trips, it's going to be turn it off, turn it back on. All the components for that are behind this display right here, or this cover. I'm going to start out with a symbol of the display. This is the display. It's running in auto right now. You can see the little tail is turning. That means everything's good. It means you got a start signal and a reference from the building automation system. This right here is the speed. This is from 0 to 100%. So right now it's almost at 100%. The small numbers at the top, that's going to be from 0 to 60 hertz. So this and these numbers correlate with each other. So this is at 59, this is at 99. So that means they're almost running at 100% with each other. Second line down is the amp draw from the motor. That's output from the VFD to the motor. Next line down, it's 4 to 20 milliamps, which is the signal the BAS, or the building automation system, is sending to the VFD. So it's at 4 milliamps. This thing has a 20 hertz minimum. So at 4 milliamps, this number would be at 20 hertz. The second line, or the first big line, will be at 33%, and this will be at 4. So right now it's at 19.9. It's almost at 100%, and the frequency is almost at 60 hertz. You go into the menu, parameters. First line that's going to pop up is O1, which is operating data. This is probably the parameter you'll need the most. Click select. That is your RPMs. Next one, same thing, RPMs. That is your output frequency, which is the same thing as the front display. That's your current amps. Same thing as the front display. That's your torque. You can scroll on down and see. This is your DC bus output voltage. That should always be around 6 something, somewhere in the 600 volt range. And this is your output voltage from the VFD. And it's going to be higher and lower depending on the speed of the VFD. That's all you'll need in this parameter. The rest of the parameters that you should need, these are all programming parameters, stuff that just for general everyday purposes you won't need. So if you back out, if you have a fault on the drive, you got a fault logger, hit enter. It tells you the last, has the time, the date, last thing that happened. So if you have a fault on it, there's your detailed list of it. You can scroll in here to detail, and it'll give you a more detailed list of it. Next thing, you need to make sure your time and date set so your fault logger will know what time the fault happened, occurred. That's all you're going to need in the display itself. Down at the bottom, you've got the bypass. This is your drive at the top, bypass at the bottom. So you got your green light enabled, you got your drive selected, and the motor's running. If you need to run it in bypass, obviously this light's going to move over here. Put it in bypass, and which will run it at full speed with no safeties. I would steer you away from running this in bypass because there are no safeties and it's going to run to destruction or until something falls out. The fan at the top, if the fan in the unit's running or the VFD is running, the cooling fan should be running at all times. If it's not, you need to call a service tech or get this cooling fan replaced. Only other thing with this, you need to keep it clean. Try to keep it as clean as possible. Try to keep the dust in. It's like a computer, it doesn't like dirt, so try to keep it clean. And other than that, that's it.